Hello everyone, my name is Josh and this is the Skype for Business recap. I assure you, despite the presence or the lack thereof of my cowboy hat, I am still Josh, even though I'm probably not recognizable without it. And this is still the Skype for Business recap, despite it being in yet another new location that is different in the background. I apologize for the echoey noise. This is an empty house. I'm not squatting here at all. This is just actually a house that I had rented out for the last couple of years, and I'm a little tired of being a landlord, so I'm selling it and have to do a few little things to spruce it up, put mulch down, some little repair projects, things like that to get it ready for sale, right? Well, in my haste to pack up and drive away from Texas all the way to Florida, it's a long freaking trip, but at least it's warmer here. In that haste, I somehow forgot my cowboy hat. I don't know how I could do that. Crazy. So anyway, the cowboy hat sadly is hanging out in Texas while I'm here. I'll be here for a couple more weeks at least, so I apologize. In the meantime, you will have to put up with me without a cowboy hat. That's, it is what it is. And I know many people had debated and wondered, what is actually going on under there? Does he even have hair? Is he hiding something up there? And I bet nobody knew that what was actually happening was I had a deranged porcupine living on the top of my head. That's what it is. There it is. So anyway, moving on from the hat, it'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll maybe throw a party for it or something. It'll be a good time. All right? Let's move on to what's happening here. It is a new year. Things were sketchy during the holidays. It was an extremely busy time for me. There was a lot of personal things happening, including trying to get here and get set up. And so I was not able to do the show as often as I'd like in the month of December. Missed twice. Did not like that. But here we are. It's 2017. It is time to hit the ground running, to come at it full speed. Make sure we're here every week, covering what's new. And we're going to do that today. What's new for the last couple weeks? Not as much new, but what I want to do is look forward in 2017. What are the events coming up? What types of things can we be involved with in the community early on? What news was announced in the last couple weeks? And what do we have to look forward to for the year? Okay, so that's what we're going to cover in this episode. Before diving into that, though, I want to take a quick moment to throw out a very, very huge congratulations to all of the new and renewed MVPs in the community. I don't know that I actually saw any new Skype for Business MVPs out there. I know they're not Skype for Business, it's Office Servers and Services, but as far as people that specialize in Skype for Business, I did not notice anyone that I recognized at least, or that is known for Skype for Business. I did not notice anyone getting awarded for a first time there. If I missed someone, please let me know. I'd love to know and send them a personal congrats. But there were quite a large number of Q1 renewals. And so to all of you, very big congrats. It's all well earned. The things you guys do day in and day out, every week, all the content you put out, the books, the papers, the apps you develop, this community would be not the same without the work all you guys do all the time. So very big thank you to all of you. All right, let's move on to our Infinity screen and let's talk a bit about what's coming up. msuc.chat. For those of you that did miss this last month, this is a sort of a virtual user group that is done via Skype for Business meetings. It takes place online, clearly it's virtual, and the joining of the meeting is by Skype for Business invite. So if you're interested in joining these are monthly. They are kind of an open mic format. Everybody kind of gets together. There are 4 hosts who kind of serve as facilitators or organizers of the event. Going over to the host page, you can see who we've got here. We've got Tom. He is Office Servers and Services MVP. This is kind of his brainchild here. He thought this up and kind of started the wheels spinning. We've got Ian. He is also an Office Servers and Services MVP. Ben Lee, and then myself at the tail end there. And so I with the 4 of us together, launched this last month. And it was a huge success and got very good feedback from you all. I want to say 20 to 30 people were there. We had a lot of video, a lot of audio, even some IM only participation. It was really good. And they were not recorded. We're thinking of doing blog posts to kind of follow up with what was discussed during each one, but they were not recorded. So if you want to be involved in the chats, if you want to jump in and just be part of the conversation, talk about what's new, ask questions, this is the perfect platform, because we do not have localized Skype for Business or link specialists getting together. We have specialists from around the globe all getting into the same meeting together, having one big powwow, and it is a blast. So I really hope that we will see you guys this month toward the end of January. Hopefully we'll have a date pegged and announced, sent out soon. And to make sure you get that invite and get it on your calendar, please go to the event sign-up section. Give us your first name, last name, and email address. We promise we will not sell it and or share it or any of that good stuff. We're just going to use it to send out meeting invites so you can jump into that Skype for Business meeting. Cool? All right. Awesome sauce. So that is msuc.chat. Let's move on to some in-person user group topics here. The Skype for Business user group. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with user groups in general, we've got this kind of parent group here called the Skype for Business user group. It is a parent organization run by a board. It's nonprofit, and they have different chapters all over the continental United States. And so, as you can see from this map, these are all the locations where there are currently local chapters for the Skype for Business user group. Outside of this, in the UK and Canada and other places, there are local user groups that are independently run by others. Great groups as well. The difference here is that this content is all syndicated across all chapters. There are sponsors, a list of sponsors here that support this group. We have Landis Technologies. They just joined as a sponsor last quarter, I want to say. Polycom, Logitech, Microsoft, Audio Codes, Plantronics, Sennheiser, Sonus, Jabra, and IR. We've got a good, healthy list of people that are obviously very involved in the community sponsoring the group. And meetups are quarterly for this one. So Q1 is here, even though we do not have any meetups yet on the books. As you can see, there are no dates up here. Very soon, those dates will start being pegged, the website will start getting updated, and we'll be able to start joining those meetings. So, if you are not registered on Skype for Business user group, and you live in one of these cities and want to join in on the fun this quarter and know when it's happening, come here, skypeug.com, register, and then subscribe to the location that you want to be involved in. All right, pretty short and simple. Next up, Teams. No big announcements here. Okay, this is really just something that I want us to keep our eyes on. Watch for this. This is going to be, if we scroll on down, this blog post is pretty much the announcement for Teams back in November. You're welcome to go back and read through all that if you want. Watch a video, get familiar with it if you're not familiar with it. Looking forward to this quarter, though, if we go down to QA, this question: when will Microsoft Teams roll out broadly to all eligible Office 365 customers? The answer: we expect the service to become generally available in the first quarter of calendar year 2017. We are in that quarter. Granted, we are at the very beginning, so we still could be a couple months out from GA, but keep your eyes on this. We know that that Federation for Teams is in development, and that there are probably a number of other features being baked in, built out, expanded upon, you name it, based on all the feedback they are getting from people using this in preview right now. So watch for Teams, listen for Teams. Teams is going to be big. You are going to start having more conversations with customers about Teams. You may even need to start using Teams in your own org. It is a good tool, but there are still many questions to be answered as far as when it's going to be at certain levels and how it's going to fit into the picture completely. So start getting familiar now, okay? All right, a little bit of content here. Skype for Business is coming to the Volvo 90 series, XC90, V90, and S90 models. Going straight down to the point here, we have a quote in here: with the dawn of autonomous cars, we see a future where flexible in-car productivity tools will enable people to reduce time spent in the office. Okay, so people traveling, people late to work, people who are getting involved in this scene of cars that can be shifted to autopilot. More and more work is going to be done behind the wheel of your vehicle. That's just the world we live in, and things are going that way whether we like it or not. To build on that, to build on our cars automatically taking us to where we need to go and us working in the meantime, this is an exciting announcement for those of us in the Microsoft UC realm. Skype for Business is being baked into Volvo's cars. So this will make joining meetings very cool. Like it says, the Skype for Business app will allow customers to attend their work conference calls right inside their car with a single touch. They can view their upcoming Skype meetings and join with a single touch on Volvo's infotainment display. Okay, this is just going to be pretty cool. I cannot wait to see this demoed. When can we expect to see this? Maybe demoed, maybe? Well, like we see here, apart from Skype for Business integration, Volvo is working with Microsoft to make use of Cortana, that's cool, for improved voice recognition in Volvo cars. I think Volvo will have a demo of their Skype for Business implementation in their cars at CES next month. Given that this article was written in December, that means January. CES, I guess, is taking place in January. Wasn't sure on that one, but we should be able to see some good content coming out of there about this being displayed. Can't wait to watch a video on it or something like that. It's going to be cool. So watch for this. I also noticed a headline today saying Alexa was just announced to be put into Volkswagens. So this is a trend. This is happening. These cars are getting productivity tools and AI. It is becoming more and more of a thing, and there is no escaping that. So yeah, keep your eyes on that. Last up, I want to touch on Matt Landis's look forward to 2017. Matt Landis, another Office Servers and Services MVP, and I think Matt was actually renewed for January 1st. Maybe I saw that wrong or something, but if you were, congratulations, Matt. Definitely well deserved. But this was a great post of Matt's here. I'm not going to dive into each topic, but essentially he wants us to know what he thinks are the end topics, what we need to put our focus on as we move forward. First, Skype for Business and Office 365 is it. Yes, 100 times. Microsoft is developing like crazy on Skype for Business Online and shifting it into Office 365, and they're really just kind of keeping things up to date and keeping things secure with on-prem. There's not a whole lot of new development happening on-prem. So Office 365 is it. I'm not going to touch on all the other things he did here, but he touched on the whole topic of, I'm a UC pro on the Microsoft world. This is my skill set. I'm a pro at on-prem stuff. Office 365 looks like it's going to make a lot of my skill set irrelevant in the coming years. Is this a concern? What do I do about this? And Matt offers some really good insight into how we can start to evolve and skills that we can begin to invest more heavily in as this unfolds over the next few years. So read up on that. Good food for thought. Maybe this is a good topic for us to dive into on msuc.chat next time, huh? But anyway, Microsoft Teams is it. Mentioned that earlier. Teams is going to be big. It's going GA this quarter. Who knows what other features are going to pop up throughout the year and what other integration points we're going to see. Keep an eye on Teams very closely. It is a very big area to watch. Office 365 Cloud PBX is it. Unless you've been under a rock for the last over a year now, you would know that yes, this has been true and will continue to be true. Microsoft has developed against it like crazy. They are constantly rolling out new countries where PSTN conferencing is available. They are trying to make PSTN calling available in more and more countries, though it is a slower process. We see Cloud Connector Edition being baked into audio codes devices and Sonos devices so that people can utilize Cloud PBX while still having on-prem voice infrastructures and just push all their users into the cloud. This Cloud PBX is it. Yes, we must focus on this. More customers are going to want this or variations of it. If you're not familiar with it or haven't played in it, start getting familiar. You will need it. And the last thing he touches on are cloud APIs. I'm not going to talk too much on that one. I'm not a developer myself. Matt and his team are developers. They build a wonderful product for Skype for Business, and so he is always very interested in what is happening there and how you can look forward as a Skype for Business developer, how you can look forward to the APIs being released and developed throughout this year. So thank you, Matt, for this post. Very good stuff. Let's jump back over to my Infinity screen. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for tolerating all the change and craziness that things are going through on my end. Hopefully, pretty soon we'll be back to some normalcy. I'll have my hat back. It'll be a beautiful reunion, and we'll get the show off to a strong start for 2017, and looking forward to a great year in Microsoft UC developments. So, thank you all. I hope we'll see you here next week, and I hope that I'll see all of you as well across various user groups, msuc.chat, skypeug.com. Get signed up. Be an active, involved part of the community this year. Make it a point. It's going to be important if you want to stay on top of things and stay up to date as things evolve and change at such a rapid pace. All right? That's my 2 cents on there, or 50 billion cents if I yacked your head off. Sorry. Time for me to get a little more coffee, because these circles under my eyes I just feel are getting darker by the second, and I got a lot of work to do. You guys have a great day, great rest of your weekend, and we will see you back here next week. Adios.